are dissatisfied. First and foremost, each student has an advisor, an academic advisor. What, are you a senior?
No, I'm a junior.
You're a junior, okay. You have an academic advisor, and as a first course, so that advisor should know what is happening in that classroom. You also have a department chair, and if the advisor is not receptive, you have every right to go to that department chair and say, this is what's happening in my class. If the department chair is not receptive, you have a dean. The dean is responsible for the entire college. And that dean, as the chair, as your advisor, should sit down and talk with you to understand what is happening in your classroom and what the challenges might be. If your dean is not receptive, you have a provost. That is the job of the provost. The academic, I was a provost for 8.5 years. Long years. You have a provost. The provost is responsible for the academic mission of the institution, and that mission should be an excellent mission. So, if you have a faculty, and I'm saying this to all students, whereby you feel you are not getting what you should out of that class, don't just sit there. Don't just sit there. Reach out to someone who can help you. There should also be evaluations at the end of the semester. Fill out those evaluations. This is serious. They are looked at by your chair and by your dean. And when I was provost, I also looked at them. So, I'm sorry? I thought somebody said something. But look at, do your evaluations for all of your courses. So what I would direct you to do right, tomorrow is to reach out to your department chair and make sure that that person knows what your experience has been. And I don't know if the provost wants to add anything to that.
I agree.
Okay. So would you please do that? And again, if you don't get the satisfaction that you need, your dean is right over here. Dr. Bill Jordan is right here. Okay? So let's get you the help that you need. Okay? And I appreciate your comment. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Christopher Merchant, Department of Psychology. So I have a question, that I'm glad that the captain is here to address. Something that the psychology department, and I think other faculty have been thinking about in terms of how thin we're spreading ourselves as a college, and this was even sort of reflected here in the presentation. It's the question of Lake County. It's one of those situations where it's brought up, and there is, we'll find out, we're looking into, we're examining, but it always seems like one of those things that we don't want to talk about for a certain reason. Even when we talk about our campuses, it's almost always left off the list. Could you maybe speak, or whoever might be qualified to answer this question, specifically to any of the plans we have for this campus, and how we plan to either support the students up there who are greatly lacking basically every sort of student support, or what our plan is to maybe discontinue our involvement in that, or where we are in general with thinking about Lake County.
Okay, well, thank you for that. I have visited Lake County, so it was last year when I first arrived and learned more about the programs there and the students that are taking courses there. I do do think that there is, personally, and I know that the provost visited recently, more recent than I have. I think that there's potential there for additional students, and in specific areas. So I think you would.
They have a new director, and I think I spoke to your department about this. When I visited your department, you said that your faculty were, as a result of having to teach there, neglecting students here on this campus, and that it wasn't cost effective. Since my visit to your department, and by the way, I'm going to visit every department and unit under academic affairs, and I'd like to do that before the end of by the end of December, so we'll see. If not, we'll finish in January. So since then, I had a cost analysis conducted, and we actually made over $900,000 at Lake College, Lake County last year, which I think should remain in academic affairs, Madam President. And the fees that we pay for classrooms and the membership fees, according to the new director, are negotiable. So I plan to do better even next year. I do want to, and I disaggregated psychology since it was brought up during my visit. And actually, your department is doing well in terms of students enrollment as well as the profit end. I'm speaking like a true administrator now. But I am concerned about the comment about not having adequate faculty, and I suggest that you speak to the dean. I'm not deferring. I'm being very honest because the deans provide me with their priority list of faculty, right? And so that discussion about why you need a position should be discussed with your dean, and I understand in the College of Arts and Sciences, there is a model that is used to determine who needs a position the most. Is that correct? And so, in terms of Lake County, there's an opportunity because UIC pulled out. There's a void. There's a demand there for nursing and other programs, and I'm going to share that with the larger campus. When we talk about enrollment, someone spoke about, looking at post-traditional students. We also have to look at other areas in which we can increase enrollment. Dual enrollment, as the president spoke to. Lots of other institutions are farther ahead than we are in dual enrollment. We have some catching up to do. So wonderful opportunity, not just for the student, but for us as well. Students can come in and transfer 20 hours, 30 hours. And so it saves on the family side in terms of tuition dollars, and it increases our enrollment and our footprint in the community. So we're looking at all of these opportunities, and no, there are no plans to abandon our presence at Lake County, and in fact, I would like to increase it and take advantage of the fact that a major institution has pulled out and see if we can fill that void.
If I may just clarify real quick. So yes, we will be talking to Katrina about more faculty. That's what we do. But I was actually had a question about sort of the student resources. So again, they don't have a teaching or writing center. They don't have tutors. I don't think there's a library up there. Again, so I'm glad they're here. I'm glad they're enrolled. But I'm worried that they're just sort of enrolled in this sort of vague area where they don't have access to what our, El Centro, Brothers, and many campus students have. And what is our plan for exporting those services up there?
And this is a good question, and it's a discussion I'm having with the new director there. But know that they're very willing to work with us. And so I can't tell you right now today what that looks like, but I assure you that we will cover those areas as we continue to work with them.
We have 2 more people lined up to ask questions, so we will take those 2 and then we will conclude.
Hi, my name is Mary and I'm a content strategist for Northeastern, and they would love to stay at the Nest, or they have stayed at the Nest and can't afford it. And one of the things that I've specifically heard from our undocumented students is that they can't afford it and they don't get funding for their education to begin with, at least not very much. So being able to stay on campus is simply a luxury that they cannot afford. Meanwhile, these students have a 2-hour commute coming through some of Chicago's most dangerous neighborhoods, and going back and forth every day is a risk. And even for our students who are documented, some of them are coming from neighborhoods where it is a risk to get here back and forth, and we are very lucky and fortunate that they make it here okay. And so my question is there any initiatives that are coming up or that are taking place that we may not know about yet to help support housing specifically for our undocumented students and for students who are coming from at-risk neighborhoods?
Thank you very much for that question. And I know that, because I've talked to students, that we do have students that have long commutes. And whether it's on the bus, on the train, the bus, then the train, 2-hour commute. I mean, it was said just this afternoon. We face a challenge with the Nest, as I said earlier. There's a challenge there. This semester, we are offering scholarships, and I'll let Liesl speak to that directly, for students who live in the Nest. And these are a foundation. These are not state dollars. These are foundation dollars that will help support students who live in the Nest. We have a number of other initiatives that, and VP Lopez is not here. The Nest falls under his purview. But we do have other initiatives that we are thinking about to help ease the financial burden to students so that they can live in the Nest. We need students in the Nest. We need you there. And it's a win-win to have students there. But our challenge right now is that we have to pay, per our contract, we have to pay when, we have to pay based on residency. So we are looking at, for example, is there more that we can do in offering summer programs at the Nest, where, not summer programs at the Nest, but summer programs on campus where students would live in the Nest. And those revenues might help. And we did this past summer, not to the extent that we need, but we did have some summer camps in the Nest. We had one of our summer programs. So Frank up there, you had one of your programs in the Nest this summer. So that's additional revenue that is coming in, but it's just not enough. We need to find ways to offer additional scholarships to students so that they can stay in the Nest. Liesl, if you would just fill in a little bit about what we did do for this year.
Sure, and Mary, I wanted to share that there are some scholarships. One the President mentioned, the Special Housing Scholarship, was one that was developed as the foundation board and myself worked very closely with Vice President Lopez and the President to identify funds that met a certain set of criteria. Now those were in no way exclusive of undocumented students. So they would have been students considered as part of that broader criteria that was developed by Vice President Lopez. I also am thinking of a scholarship fund that was it's called the Lawrence Frank Emergency Housing Scholarship, and it was a fund that was created by our former provost, and that is to help students who are housing insecure. That again would be something that those who are undocumented students would qualify for. More broadly, I wanted to share that within all of the scholarship resources that the foundation does have, the privately funded scholarships, very few, maybe less than a handful, require U.S. citizenship. So I would certainly make that known to the students that you speak to, that they should certainly look to apply for foundation scholarships.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Gibson and the cabinet. I know that you were very upset at the beginning of this event with the message that you got from some of our colleagues, and I want you to know that I say this with love in my heart for Northeastern Illinois University and for you as our leader. Very happy that you're here, but we need to have action on our AFSCME brothers and sisters contract. It's been far too long of them waiting. There doesn't seem to be any urgency in the bargaining process. Money has to be moved around. We now have an acting, visiting VP of Finance. There has to be some resolution to this. This is my 25th year as a faculty member at Northeastern. I'm Nancy Matthews, for those of you who may not know me. I love this place. You know I love this place. I donate to the foundation. I raise money for the RUPI FAST Fund, which is the unions, the faculty unions emergency fund for students. I volunteer for the faculty recruitment efforts. I do whatever I can to make this place successful. And I'm going to reach back out to my student Matthew, who spoke before about complaints about people in my department. But we want to be a beloved community. We want to be a city on a hill. All the nice words about that don't matter, though, if we have people who are working for really crappy wages. I want to know when the urgency is going to kick in about settling this.
Thank you, Nancy. I want to settle too. I honestly want it settled as well. I know that I'll say it, but I know it probably doesn't carry much weight, but I do care about AFSCME employees because you contribute so much to the university. I do care. There is a process, and I couldn't agree with you more. It has gone on too long. I agree with you. We have our bargaining teams, and I have been updated. I'm kept abreast of what's happening in general. We did not meet last week. And I think the previous week we only met one time. And so, I would say to, AFSCME, and I would say to my team, let's sit down and get it done. What does it take? Let's sit down. Let's sit down and get it done.
We need maybe a new lawyer then. This representative who's here, he said he had other clients that he had to work with. He could not meet with us this week. We asked for this week.
Okay,
No
so.
offense, I'm sorry, President, but I'm just saying, it's
Oh,
not
please know that. I am supportive of that. I of course can't discuss any specifics here, other than to let